Good evening, everyone. Thank you for hanging through with us through that short delay. We ran up against a couple of technical challenges, switching between programs, but we're here and we're excited to go. So on behalf of more than 1 dozen plus of the Cleveland Kurentovania volunteer organizers, I welcome you to the 10th annual Cleveland Kurentovania. Thank you for joining us for a fun night out in Ljubljana, the capital city of Slovenia, where we are going to learn some basic skills with Dr. Luka Zibelnik, professor of Slovenian language, as he takes us out for a night out in the town. And I am going to be the demonstrative student, so I hope this goes well. As we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Cleveland Kurentovania, we want to acknowledge and appreciate all of those who have made the festival what it is today. Thanks to the unwavering support and enthusiasm from participants like you over the last decade, the festival has grown into a multi-day arts, culture, and musical festival. Not only are we Cleveland's largest Mardi Gras celebration, but we have North America's largest collection of currency and attract people from all walks of life throughout the Northeast Ohio area, the United States, and now with virtual events like this one tonight, countries beyond, including Canada, Australia, Argentina, and Slovenia. Over the course of the last 10 years, we have been assisted, supported, and sponsored by countless individuals and organizations. You, the attendees, numerous volunteer organizers, our generous sponsors, partners, and grantors, the many presenters, performers, and event volunteers who have shared their time and talent with us. To everyone who has graciously supported us with your participation in the festival in any number of capacities over the last 10 years, we say hvala. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to tonight's presentation with Dr. Luka Zibelnik. In 2008, Dr. Luka Zibelnik was sent to Cleveland to open and teach and lecture at Cleveland State University by the Center for Slovene as a second or foreign language of the Faculty of Arts at the University of Ljubljana. Since arriving in Cleveland in 2008, he has completed many projects, including visits and exchanges of academics, artists, musicians, poets, painters, and more. He has organized seminars for Slovenian teachers in the U.S., lectured on different topics regarding teaching a foreign language, literature, metaphors, and anti-Semitism in literature at numerous universities and institutions. In 2017, Dr. Zibelnik received his doctoral degree at the University of Ljubljana. In 2013, he opened the first Slovenian online class at Cleveland State University, and in 2014 opened an online intermediate Slovenian course, followed by an advanced online Slovenian course in 2021. Since then, Dr. Zibelnik has remained steadfast in his commitment to the Slovenian language education, and promoting Slovenian culture. He is a fixture in the Slovenian American community here in Cleveland, serving as a board member and volunteer organizer at the Slovenian Museum and Archives, amongst many other volunteer commitments. This is a live presentation, and as we're making our way around our virtual tour of Ljubljana, I invite you to send us your comments and questions using the comment feature on our YouTube and Facebook live streams. We'll then cover those questions with Dr. Zibelnik. Today's session will be recorded and available for you to revisit at any time in the future on our YouTube and Facebook channels. With that, thank you, Dr. Zibelnik. If I may call you Luka.
Luka, from now on.
For joining us tonight. We're really excited about this.
Hvala. I'll start very early because you said everything and much more. So I will just go straight to the presentation, which we'll do today. Dober večer. As was mentioned, I am Luka Zibelnik from University of Ljubljana. I teach at Cleveland State University, and my webpage is www.onlineslovenian.com. I'll talk about this a little bit later. What can you all expect from this short course? And this is going to be a short course. First of all, we're running late, and second of all, human brains can only accept so many things in one night. So you will learn a few useful phrases you can use in Slovenia or at Kurentovanje or at Kurentoskok. at the beautiful Slovenian National Home where everything is held, at all of the events and picnics of the large Slovenian community. You will be able to greet, to say goodbyes, ask and offer several important things. Also get a taxi when you're in Slovenia, a room at a hotel when you're in Slovenia, a drink and a phone number. Phrases in Slovenian language are sometimes formal and sometimes informal. This survival course or short course is made so it's suitable to both informal and formal situations. When there will be a difference, we will tell you about that. You will use a lot of gesturing, yeah? Okay, I cannot see you, nobody can see you. This is a different class than usually when we are live, so don't be self-conscious. Please repeat after me and Nicole. So please repeat stuff out loud. Nobody can hear you, or maybe just your family can hear you, but you can all join in for the fun. Be loud and try it many times. So, as I said, what's impossible in 45 minutes or even less, it's to teach you how to have a conversation. You will not be able to do that. We cannot teach you all the endings, all the cases, loads of words and everything else, because you will not remember them. You will also not be fluent, so don't think about that. But you'll show some initiative, and this is what's important in all of it. If you want to continue with the Slovenian language courses, enroll into the Slovenian online classes at Cleveland State University. We offer both for credit and continuing education classes for beginner, intermediate, and advanced Slovenian language through fall and spring semester. And there's more information about this on onlineslovenian.com. And now, let's start. Doberdan, jaz sem Luka.
Doberdan, jaz sem Nicole.
What do people do when we first meet each other? We greet each other, and if we first met, we say what is our name. So this, even if you didn't understand Slovenian language, but you knew that Luka and Nicole were names, it would be easy to understand what are we saying. So jaz sem Luka, I am Luka, and Nicole, please.
Jaz sem Nicole.
Jaz sem Nicole means I am Nicole. So this is going to be your first thing that you need to repeat at home. Jaz sem.
Jaz sem.
Of course, we meet each other. It's not just, oh, I am, goodbye. Yeah? We are going to introduce ourselves with two additional phrases that are quite important. So the first phrase we already know. Doberdan, jaz sem Luka.
Doberdan, jaz sem Nicole.
And I will answer me veseli. Nicole will answer mene tudi. So, me veseli.
Mene tudi.
If we just think about what are we saying and what is in all languages after we introduce ourselves, is pleased to meet you, sort of, kind of, yeah? It gives me happiness, basically. And mene tudi means me too. So let's repeat again. Doberdan, jaz sem Luka.
Doberdan, jaz sem Nicole.
Me veseli.
Mene tudi.
Odlično. Excellent. We are going to repeat this after a few other slides again. Just remember to always say me veseli, mene tudi, always say Doberdan, and remember jaz sem, because this is the first part of the grammar that we are going to learn. So I am, jaz sem. So, seeing someone informally, in Slovenian community, we rarely use last names. We rarely use anything formally. So we are just going to do this one. And we are going to greet a little bit different. Doberdan is kind of good day. And we are going to use a different word. So, Julio.
Živio.
So, Julio is hi or hello, something that you might say among friends. Again, Julio.
Živio.
What do we ask each other after that? Probably, how are you doing? How are you? How it's been? And all of the different phrases that we have. You need to know only one. Kako si.
Kako si.
So, kako si means how are you? Nobody wants to know how are you really. So we are going to answer just with simple dobro, which means good, pa ti, and you. So, dobro, pa ti.
Dobro, pa ti.
And of course, the other one knows that we don't care how you feel, so it's going to be tudi dobro.
Tudi dobro.
So, also good. Let's go through the whole thing. Julio.
Živio.
Kako si?
Dobro, pa ti.
Tudi dobro. When we introduce somebody else, we are going to use the third person, obviously somebody else. We don't have three people right now here. In a class, that would be much easier. But we can go with Julio or Doberdan. So again, let's repeat the words Julio.
Živio.
Doberdan.
Doberdan.
And then we're going to introduce any person of those two. So if I want to introduce Nicole to somebody, yeah, I will just say to je Nicole. Sorry, sorry, I messed up here, but to je then somebody else. So I'm going to point at them, to je Nicole, in to je B person, whatever the B person might be. So let's repeat. To je Nicole.
To je Luka.
And to je B person. Yeah, so to je is the third person, so this is. Those two would shake hands and say, me veseli.
Men tudi.
Exactly. So the same way as we did with introduction of ourselves. Let's go through the whole thing. Julio.
Doberdan.
To je Nicole in to je B person.
To je Luka.
Me veseli.
Mene tudi.
Odlično. If we combine everything and I just met Nicole in the city, I'll say Julio.
Živio, sorry.
Kako si?
Dobro, pa ti.
And now the third person is there and tudi dobro. To je Nicole in to je A. And the A says me veseli.
Mene tudi.
Excellent. What have we learned so far? In only these few slides, we've learned the verb to be in singular, present tense. So, I am, you are, and this is. We are not going to go in his and she's and it is and so on and so on. For now, we're going to do just this is. So it's going to be jaz sem.
Jaz sem.
Ti si.
Ti si.
In to je.
To je.
Odlično. Formal, you will also hear vi ste. But let's not think about formal too much today. First of the very, very important phrases that we are going to learn is how to offer things. Phrase abi has a very universal meaning. Would you like something? And can be said to anyone. We can use it for offering someone something without thinking about the informal or formal situations that are usually in Slovenia. So we can just offer something, and again, gesturing is very important. Go, abi. The answer, yes, abi. So abi, with voice going up, abi, means would you like whatever I am presenting to you, whether this is a cup of coffee, a beer, or anything else. We don't need to even say the word. We know, or the person that we're offering to knows that we are offering something. So the abi is very, very easy to remember. It's 3 letters, basically. It's 3 sounds. So let's again repeat it. Abi.
Abi.
The answer can be ja, prosim, or ne, hvala. Of course, even when just looking at these 2 words, you can see that they're quite similar to some other languages that you might know. And it means yes, of course, please, and no, of course, thank you. So, ja, prosim.
Ja, prosim.
Or ne, hvala.
Ne, hvala.
Excellent. One of the things that I want to say is overpronounce the H. So, many H's in English language are not very pronounced, and you kind of mute it. Slovenians overpronounce it. You must even overpronounce it. So try to kind of almost spit on the web camera. Yeah. So ne hvala.
Ne, hvala.
Perfect, perfect. This is great that I can have my assistant here, because I know how hard it is to say the H properly in Slovenian language. There are several different sounds that are harder for Americans to say, but don't worry about it. Just try to go into yeah, into almost yeah, hvala.
Hvala.
Perfect, excellent. So abi.
Abi.
Ja, prosim.
Ja, prosim.
Ne, hvala.
Ne, hvala.
Perfect. Odlično, excellent. So the whole conversation, we're doing it again. I'll offer you a bottle of wine, abi.
Ja, prosim.
And I give it to you. You say.
Hvala.
And I say, prosim. So this is kind of universal in Slovenian language. We do this prosim, hvala, prosim, or hvala for not. Yeah. So just go with the flow. Always say thank you, and after thank you, we say prosim again, which means you're welcome, or it's okay, or something like that. So hvala and prosim can have other meanings as well. So now we go to the next phrase that is extremely important, and it is the phrase that you can use immediately after you learn it. Alako. So this is a tiny bit harder one, because we have h and k together. But even if you spit a little bit on your monitor, it doesn't matter. So, alako.
Alako.
Perfect. Alako, prosim.
Alako. Oh boy. Alako, prosim.
Excellent, excellent. Alako, something, prosim. So we can again use this in many different situations, both formal and informal, and it can mean either a permission. So can I take this bottle of water? Alako, prosim. I will just point at it. Yeah. And it's going to mean, can I take this? Can I drink this? Is this yours? We have all these different meanings behind it, behind these two words, Alako plus prosim, that we know from before. Or if I go to the window and I try to ask, can I open the window, or can I close the window, or can you help me with opening the window, or anything like that, I can also use this phrase. So, Alako prosim.
Alako prosim.
Excellent. As I said, this is permission or help. If I am trying to move a big table and I cannot do it by myself, I will ask somebody, can you help me with this? But we don't need the verb. We can just say, Alako prosim. And holds the table from the side or something like that, so they know what's going on. Everything in learning a language, especially at the very start, is context. And the answer to that can be ja or ne. So yes or no. We can also point at something and use another word that we already know, to. So if we remember what does to mean, to means this. So if I point at something and I say Alako to, it gives us an opportunity to ask for a specific thing. It is extremely useful in the restaurants, bars, stores, bakeries, everywhere that you can point on the thing that you want, either in a menu or in the glass case in the bakery or anything like that, and you would like to get something exactly. Yeah. So we have a menu in front of ourselves and we open it and we don't understand anything because everything is in Slovenian language and with weird different names and whatnot. But you might see also translation somewhere you don't want to ask in English, and you would just point at the menu and said, Alako to, while pointing. The takar, so the waiter will just say, yeah, seveda, or something like that. Yeah? For which you reply what, Nicole? After
Hvala.
Hvala, and natakar will say prosim. So hvala, prosim, prosim, hvala, all works. Prosim, as I said so many times, it's a word that can mean so many different things in different contexts. It is please in Slovenian language. But it's often used in different situations. When accepting something offered, do you want a beer? Yes, please. So how did we say yes, please, Nicole?
Ja, prosim.
Ja, prosim, or just prosim, yes. So you just say please. Or when asking for something, pivo, prosim. So beer, please. Or an answer to someone thanking you. So we know that from before, hvala, which is answered again with
Prosim.
prosim. And this is in the meaning you're welcome. Yeah? You can also use it if you didn't hear something. So prosim, or answering the phone, prosim, or asking someone to take something, prosim. So you can have all these different things in one word. Let's say it again together. Prosim.
Prosim.
Odlično. Hvala. Nicole again, please.
Hvala.
Odlično. Hvala je po angliško thank you. And as I said, overpronounce H, it should be heard. Also, we can use it as saying no thank you. So, ne hvala or just hvala. So, Slovenians, when they say hvala, they might mean no, I don't want this. Hvala. Thank you. So, we have a short dialogue there. A bi pivo?
Ja, prosim.
When you receive it, so after I give you the pivo, here you go.
Thank you.
You say,
Hvala.
hvala. Or I offer you the beer and you don't want it, a bi pivo.
Ne, hvala.
Or just,
Hvala.
odlično. Another,
I think that is that's one of my favorite tricks out of this whole thing, because the most applicable scenario, you're in a bar, it's very crowded, it's very loud, nobody has time for your English. I really just want a beer.
yes, yes.
Perfect way to order.
Yeah. Another thing that we do while eating, and it's very, very culturally important, is dobertek. So majority of these phrases that we're going to continue with are the easiest when you just answer the same way. So dobertek.
Doberdan.
Dobertek means bon appetit. So we always start with that when eating in Slovenia, and it is kind of rude not to say it, and it's kind of rude not to say it back. So when you're in doubt, just repeat. Yeah, dobertek, and you don't know what to say, just repeat it.
Doberdan.
Yes. Why is this repeating very important? In all my years in the United States, the simplest of the conversations were the hardest for me. I knew all sorts of different rules for grammar and all sorts of different things, and I knew how to write. But when it came to quickly responding to something that someone said to you, was searching for all sorts of different words and phrases before I could answer, and then it was kind of too late. You could see that I am awkward. So if you hear a phrase, just repeat it. Most of the times it's going to be right. So dobertek.
Doberdan.
Yeah. Except, of course, this bon appetit doesn't work when you're talking to a waiter, because he's not going to eat for a long time, or he or she is not going to eat for a long time. So you just say hvala back, thank you.
Hvala.
The other one that you're going to be using a lot, and majority of you already know it, is na zdravje. So, Nicole?
Na zdravje.
Na zdravje. Na zdravje means to your health, to our health, to everybody's health. And it can be meant when we are raising our glasses and we clink it and say na zdravje.
Na zdravje.
And one of the things that is here important is we look each other in the eyes when we do that. Never, 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 ever look Slovenian somewhere else, or in your glass, or down or something like that. Always in the eyes when you say na zdravje. So if you have a problem with that, just look at their nose. They will not see the difference. Yeah. But look into their eyes, because otherwise they will be confused. What are you hiding, or why are you not looking at them while saying na zdravje? Yeah. We have a lot of other ones. Just learn na zdravje for today. So let's repeat na zdravje.
Na zdravje.
Perfect. The other use of this is also for bless you when you sneeze. So if I
Na zdravje.
hvala. Today, this year especially, we can say čestitam to Cleveland Kurentovanje, so to the whole organization, to the whole festival, to all the volunteers, to everybody who ever participated in this and worked numerous hours for it. So if we want to say čestitam to somebody, that means I congratulate you. So Nicole, čestitam.
Hvala.
Odlično. Another one, very, very quickly, it's samo malo. So samo malo, usually saying it like this, yeah? Samo malo means just a little bit. A lot of times in Slovenia, you will be present when everybody is going to be pouring you drinks and everybody is going to try to make you 300 pounds more heavy, so heavier. And you can always say to them, samo malo. So what does samo malo mean? Just a little. So repeat after me, Nicole, please. Samo malo.
Samo malo.
Excellent. Samo malo can also be when you want to get past somebody. So kind of, excuse me, but not in the way the Americans do it when you're 2 kilometers away and you still say, excuse me. We often say when we really want somebody to move away. So samo malo. The one that I particularly like, and it's very useful for the beginners in Slovenian language, is ne vem. So ne vem means I don't know. And this is quite important to say. If you don't know what they're saying, don't be ashamed or anything like that. Just say ne vem. So ne vem.
Ne vem.
Excellent. But if you want to understand somebody and you want to say you kind of know, oh, maybe I'll understand them next time, you can say še enkrat, prosim.
Še enkrat, prosim.
Which means again, please. So še enkrat, prosim is quite useful for if you want somebody to repeat what they said or what they did. So it's also good if you want to order another drink. So you can just point at your now empty glass, yeah, and say še enkrat, prosim.
Še enkrat, prosim.
Perfect. Again, please, if you want the same thing, obviously. We have one of the questions that is, we'll probably go through much quicker right now, but because of the constraints of time, but that is kaj je to. So what is this? We already know je and to, we just didn't know kaj. So kaj je to?
Kaj je to?
Excellent. Kaj je to? What is this? We'll be using this phrase in a little bit. So we have a short conversation that you are all going to repeat at home. It's going to be kaj je to, and to je whatever the thing is in Slovenian language. This is, yeah? What is this? This is. We are going to do just a few because, again, we don't have so much time with the whole dialogue, but you can use this exercise later at home to do the whole dialogue. So, kaj je to? What is this? To je, for example, the first one. Kaj je to? To je stol. Kaj je stol po angleško? Stol je chair. Hvala and prosim. So, stol, very important for later on because you want a chair, you don't have a chair or something like that. Kaj je to? Okay, you ask me, Nicole.
All right. Kaj je to?
To je miza.
All right. To je miza.
Okay, ask me kaj je, what is miza po angleško?
To je, sorry, kaj je miza po angleško?
Miza je table. No, you don't need to repeat that. Hvala, yes, I answered you. And prosim, excellent. Ask me about this.
Kaj je to?
To je okno.
Kaj je okno po angleško?
Je window. So now we're not going to do kaj whatever po angleško because we don't have so much time. We're just going to remember the words with kaj. You're going to keep on asking me kaj je to, and I'm going to be answering you in Slovenian because that's going to happen. So ask, please.
Kaj je to?
To je slika. And slika je picture, painting, photo, all of the different things that you can use.
Kaj je to?
To je ključ. In Ključ je key. It's a very important thing if you want to open doors.
Kaj je to?
To je luč. In luč je light. It can be street light, any kind of light that you think about. Yeah?
Kaj je to?
To je ura. Ura can be an hour, it can be a clock, it can be a watch, all sorts of different things. So we have, repeat after me, stol,
To.
miza,
Miza,
okno,
okno,
slika,
slika,
ključ,
ključ,
luč,
luč,
ura.
ura.
You might have seen ključ and you heard me say it, ključ. And I am from University of Ljubljana. So the LJ in Slovenian language is often just an L, yeah? If we simplify it, obviously. But yeah, you can just say ključ, not to try with the J, yeah?
Okay.
Let's go on.
Great. Kaj je to?
To je kozarec. Kozarec is any kind of glass. So you don't need to say this is a wine glass, beer glass, whatever glass. It's just a glass. Kozarec. Okay.
Kaj je to?
Aha. To je brisača. This is a towel. A very important thing in a hotel.
Kaj je to?
To je telefon. So a very, very important thing to know how to say it, and much, much easier word than every other one.
Kaj je to?
To je denarnica. This is a wallet. Huh?
Oh, whoops, I was in the wrong. Kaj je to?
Yeah. To je denar. So you have denarnica and denar. You will see a lot of these things in Slovenian language when you have a longer word or a shorter word and they have some roots together, and you might be able to know what do they mean even if you didn't know the word before. And we have
Kaj je to?
much easier than you would think, taxi. In
Kaj je to?
to je kartica. So a card, credit card, any kind of card is kartica. Dobro. We know kaj je something po angleško already from the very start, but even if you ask just kaj je to for now, it's okay. We are going to combine this with the abi and alako. So abi and alako will be our focus today. If you remember just this from the whole thing, you will remember a lot. So abi goes with the direct object. So would you like something and can I get something? Yeah. In English language, you have a direct object in certain personal pronouns, singular personal pronouns, when you and plural as well. You have they and them, and you would not say they when you would you like to meet they? No, would you like to meet them? Yeah. So whenever you're thinking about whether it is a direct object or not, just think about, can I use he, she, or her, him, her, or they, them, and which one would you use, the they or them? So this is in English. In Slovenian language, we have differences also in nouns, in adjectives, and those will change endings. I will not do a lot of these today, very, very short, just with the stuff that we have already looked at. And we'll try to imagine how can we go into it, where can we use it, basically. First of all, what changes? The only thing changes is the stuff that ends on a. So we had miza and we had some kartica and some other words that end on a. Those will change into o at the end. So from a to o. Everything else for now stays completely the same. Yeah. So we are going to use AB plus a direct object and Alako plus a direct object. So if I want to ask for a chair, if I want to ask a party of Slovenians that are around the table and they have many free chairs, I will ask Alako sto. Can I take this chair? We don't have a verb, but they will understand what are you thinking, yeah? Or Alako sto, can I sit on this chair? And so on. If you want to offer a chair, you will say abi sto. So, Alako sto.
Alako sto.
Abi sto.
Abi sto.
Perfect. Same way goes with miza. Just that miza ends on a. So if I want a table at the restaurant and not sit at the bar, I will say alahko mizo.
Alako mizo.
If I'm offering a table, if I'm a waiter or waitress, abi mizo. So we have okno, doesn't end on a, so it stays the same. Alahko okno. What do you think, Nicole? What am I meaning about alahko okno?
Are you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking. Alahko okno?
Asking what it is?
No, alahko is can I what? Window.
Can
I open it? Can I close it? Can I don't know, look through it? Can I anything? Alahko does not necessarily, in colloquial language, does not necessarily need a verb. You can just, can I open? Can I close it? I'm cold, and so on and so on. Abi okno, much less, but okay. Alahko sliko, what am I asking? Can I get a picture, take a picture, buy a picture? All of the different verbs that we are using. And abi sliko, I'm offering all of these things. So slika ends on a, we change it to o because of the direct object. We have alahko ključ, can I get your key? Or abi ključ, do you want my key? Alahko luč, again, what would that mean? Can I
turn on the light or off the light?
Can I turn on? Can you turn on? Can anybody turn on the light? Yeah. Or can we turn off the light? We cannot see the presentation or something like that. It can mean all of these things depending on the context. That's why I said it before. Everything is context. And a biluch would be, do you need not a light as a lighter, because we don't have that in Slovenian. We say it differently. But do you need me to shine on something? Yeah. And alahko uro, yeah, we can kind of do that as well. Next one, alahko kozarec, doesn't change. Can I get a glass? So repeat after me.
Alako kozarec.
Kozarec, yeah. Or abi kozarec. So what am I offering you? You have a can of beer and I want to offer you a glass. Yeah? Abi kozarec, and you say either yeah or ne. So offering is everything. Yeah. In the hotel, you can say what?
Alako pisarča.
But it ends on a, so it changes to
O.
Yes. So alahko brisačo. Alahko brisačo. Can I get a towel? Abi brisačo when somebody is wet and it's dripping everywhere. Yeah. Then you have something that can be important when you are out in Slovenia and you want somebody's phone number. Alahko telefon.
Alako telefon.
Yeah. Or abi telefon.
A bi telefon.
Odlično. A lahko denarnico, well, this is a little bit, or a bi denarnico. Again, we can use all these things. A lahko denar, can I get cash, can I get money? Or a bi denar, which is not good to ask. And one thing that we can ask in the hotel again is, or anybody that has a phone and can call, is a lahko taxi. Kaj pomeni? What does it mean? A lahko taxi.
Can I get a taxi?
Can I get a taxi? Can you call me a cab? All of these different things, yeah. Or a bi taxi when you see somebody has been drinking too much and has to go on a cab. Do you want a cab? Do you want me to call you a taxi or something like that? Yeah. And a lahko, again, we have kartica, which ends on a lahko kartico, which kind of can mean as well, can I pay with card, yeah? They will understand what you mean, even if you don't have completely right Slovenian language, and you won't have it at the very start. All right, I don't know, I think we're kind of late with time. I will just say, okay, a imaš, do you have, or let's just do a imaš for today. So a imaš plus a direct object is do you have. So a imaš can be used with with so many different things at home, at visit, and everything else. Remember, you can also ask not just for a number, a imaš telefon, a imaš Facebook, a imaš Instagram, they're all the same in Slovenia, so you don't even need to know the words. You just need to know a imaš. So repeat after me, a imaš.
A imaš?
Yes, a imaš Facebook.
Yeah. A imaš Instagram?
Yeah. So we're not going to go through, let's go just through a few. So voda, to je voda. Kaj je voda? If you say it very, if you slur it a little, to je voda, yeah? Voda je voda, yeah? So a bi vodo means what?
May I have?
No, a bi.
Oh, do I want it? Yeah.
Do you want it? A lahko, can I get it? Yeah? A lahko vodo. And a imaš is if you're at home with somebody and they're offering you drinks and you don't know what they have, you can ask them, a imaš vodo. To je sok. Sok je juice. So we can do the same way with all these different words. For today, because we're running out of time, we'll have to just repeat the words. So voda.
Voda.
Sok.
Sok.
Chai, and I think everybody knows what chai is.
Chai.
Vino.
Vino.
Again, not a very hard thing to understand. Pivo.
Pivo.
A little bit harder, but it's beer. In kava.
Kava.
So kava, from these kava and voda are the only ones that are going to change the endings from a to o. So if I want to offer you coffee because it's I don't know, I see that you're tired and everything, I would say a bi kavo. Or if I am tired, I would say to you a lahko kavo, prosim. Yeah? Or do you have coffee? How would you say that?
Alako coffee?
A lahko kavo? A lahko kavo? Or a imaš kavo? Do you have it? Yeah? Odlično. A few other words that we can use. Meni, it's a menu. Račun. Račun is a bill, and it's very good to be able to ask, can I get a bill? Which is a lahko račun.
A lahko račun.
Perfect. And we have natakar and natakarica. Let's look at the uses. At the hotel, at the reception, a lahko sobo, prosim. Soba is a room. You will use all these different words that you will learn in Slovenian language. You can check for them in the dictionary with Alako. So Alako sobo, prosim, means can I get a room, please? Alako kartico, prosim. Can I get a card from the hotel? Yeah, I lost it, whatever. Alako taxi, prosim. Can I get a cab, please? Alako brisačo, prosim. Can I get a towel, please? In alako račun, prosim. Can I get a bill, please? There are a lot of words for such a short time that we're having together. So just remember alako and the words that you will need. So if we're in the cab, I ask for a cab, the cab comes, I will just say the name of where I'm going. So if the name of where I'm going is Kongresni Trg, which is the square in Ljubljana, I'll say Kongresni Trg, prosim. Or is it an event place that's called Kino Šiška? I'll say Kino Šiška, prosim. Or Hotel Leo, prosim. So we have Alako, prosim, and so on. So let's meet at the bar or restaurant or at the party. And I don't know you, Nicole. So let's go again. Julio, jaz sem Luka.
Živijo, jaz sem Nicole.
Me veseli.
Mene tudi.
A bi pijačo?
Ja, prosim.
Kaj bi?
Pivo, prosim.
A lahko pivo? And the server brings you the drink, or the waiter or whatever brings you the drink? Yeah? I will say, hvala, prosim. He will say back. We are going to both say to each other, na zdravje.
Na zdravje.
While looking at each other's eyes, yeah? And of course, after a long conversation in English and a bunch of laughs, because Slovenians are so full of humor, we are going to ask each other, or I am going to ask, a imaš telefon, or Facebook, or Instagram, or something like that. And then I'll ask, a lahko račun, prosim. And if all things go super well, hotel, a bi kavo? Do you want? Ne, hvala. Okay, excellent. So the last thing that we'll learn today is how to say goodbye. And Nicole said something very, very important as well in all this. Ne is a very important word to know in Slovenian language and in any language if we're already like that. So ne hvala is a good one. We have two different goodbyes in Slovenian language. Informal, which is adio, and formal, which is nasvidenje. So let's all repeat adio.
Adio.
In nasvidenje.
Nasvidenje.
And you can always say se vidimo.
Se vidimo.
So we'll see each other. As I said, go to onlineslovenian.com. This is just a short presentation. We didn't have a lot of time. If you want to learn more, you can learn more there. Hvala.
Thank you so much. This was so fun. And please, I don't know what the comments look like, but I hope you guys are being gentle to my 4th grade dropout Slovenian language skills. It's very embarrassing, and I need to sign up for Slovenian school ASAP.
It was good. That's why I wanted somebody that's like that. I don't want somebody that already speaks Slovenian to be answering these things. I want people to understand how hard it is to actually respond very quickly with all of the things that are going on. And it was great. Thank you very much. Hvala lepa.
Thank you. Let me look here and see if we got any comments. I haven't been able to check on our comments here.
I have no clue.
Okay, here we go. We've got some questions. All right. Alfred asks on Facebook, prosim is both singular and plural combined in menu situations?
Prosim is, it can be I ask for something as well. So it can be prosimo if it's we all are asking for something, or prosiva if we two are asking. But In this simple Slovenian that we were doing just today, it means please and kind of you're welcome, and that's it. But yeah, prosim can it's a verb, so it can have all different endings. Yes.
Okay. We've got a couple more. Is there a difference between Nastrawa and Bog pomaga?
Yes, I mean, Bog pomage is used probably more by religious people and older people, and it all depends where. Nastrawa is going to be everywhere accepted as that, and Bog pomage might seem a little bit archaic.
Okay. Let's see here. Is the letter A contraction for Ali? For example, Ali Lako me das vodo, prosim?
Ali mi lahko daš vodo, so it's a little bit harder. That's why for these shorter things, we are not teaching the third person, the third case personal pronoun me. Yeah. So a lahko vodo is, or ali lahko vodo is quite okay because it's kind of logical. As I said, when you have a context, if I am asking if you see me without water and I'm saying a lahko vodo, it simply means can I get a water? Can I somehow, can you pour me water? Can I drink water instead of wine? Can I drink? So all these different things are important through context.
Okay. Mark on YouTube is asking, what is piaco?
Piacho.
Piacho, sorry.
Pardon. Yes. I know I didn't say it. Yeah, piacha is any kind of drink in Slovenian language. So it's a piacha. It ends on a, and because it's a lahko, it goes from a to o. So can I get a drink, or can I offer you a drink? A bi piacho. That's the word for it.
Okay, thank you. Marianne on YouTube is asking, when are the online classes, and do we need to be registered via CSU or Cleveland State University?
Yes, the classes start in the end of August together with the regular classes. So I believe she's asking about the continuing education classes. They start about a week after the regular classes start because of some registrations and so on and so on. So yes, they need to be registered at the Cleveland State University. However, it's not obviously a full price. The Cleveland, so if you don't want it for credit points, you're not paying for credit points. We have managed to deal with the price quite well compared to the full price, of course, for the credit points. And I mean, in about June or July, they opened the registration.
Okay, and then I know that you have classes online outside of CSU as well.
No. Those are both through CSU. Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
Those are all through CSU because I teach at CSU. I mean, that was the only way to be able to use the same platform. So Blackboard, because I don't have Blackboard for myself. I have it through the institution. So they are the same classes. They are completely the same classes, just for ones that you pay, I think, a quarter of a price or even less than quarter of a price.
Nice. So even for people who aren't in the Northeast Ohio area, they would be able to participate?
Oh, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. It was open for the whole world. I've had since the start, I've had, I don't know, 400 different students from basically every state but Alaska and Hawaii. But other countries as well, Mexico and France and Germany and so on.
Awesome. Well, any last comments or advice for us who are trying to learn Slovenian to make a trip to Ljubljana or Slovenia in the future?
Yes, I do. Every single time, say it. No matter how dumb it sounds, no matter how many times you have to say it again, Just keep repeating the words, keep repeating the phrases, use all these phrases that you've learned today. It's better to use one phrase and then jump into English language than no phrase and immediately go into English language. Because that's the only way you're gonna ever speak or write or understand.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. This has been a real pleasure. Let me see if there are any last minute questions here that have come in. I don't think so. So let me go ahead and close us out here. Thank you again for all of your help and information today. As we had previously stated, this will be available on our Facebook and YouTube channels even after our event ends here. I'd like to go ahead and thank all of you for joining us tonight. Thank you so much to Luka, who presented our fantastic program. And I would like to encourage you, if you found value in this, and if you would like to see more programming next year from Cleveland Cadenza, especially online, go ahead and make a donation there. We are all volunteers. We are a not-for-profit event. And so all your donations go directly into putting on fun things like this, as well as our events this weekend on Saturday, which are free and open to the public. The vast majority of our events are free and open to the public, and your donations and contributions are how we were able to do that. This year, we're proud to present 6 days of programming comprised of 10 unique programs and events. Our events will be going through Saturday. You can see here, tomorrow we have is the 22nd, so we are having Slovenian movie night with the film 100% Slovenian, the stories of Slovenian women in America. Starting at midnight tonight, for the next 24 hours after that, you'll be able to view this movie for free on demand on YouTube. So go ahead and check that out. It's a really charming movie. It's a documentary, actually. Also tomorrow night, Slovenian wine tasting. If you bought tickets, we thank you for your participation, and we'll see you with the sommelier tomorrow for the tasting. And if you did not receive your bottles of wine already, please go ahead and reach out. Slovenian Genealogy is on Wednesday night with these great folks at the Slovenian Genealogy Society International. Thursday night, we have a virtual presentation, a virtual concert with our friend from Tokyo, Japan. His name is Jaime Anze, and his fellow musicians. They will be coming to us from Tokyo, Japan. Again, a free concert for you to enjoy. Friday night is the Couldn't Jump. Tickets are sold out, so if you have a ticket, we are looking forward to seeing you. Saturday, we're going to start with a 5K run. This 5K registration opens at 9. The run is at 10. Gates open at the festival grounds at 11 for a full day of programming on 2 stages. Everything is outdoors, free and open to the public, free kids crafts, food, vendors, and more at St. Clair Avenue and East 64th. You may have heard it was outside. That is correct. Please bundle up, and your snow pants have now become your party pants. So get ready for that. I'd like to thank our partners and sponsors. Without our partners and sponsors, of which there are many, we would not be able to make these events possible. Thank you so much to all the very kind folks that you see on this slide here. All of these different organizations have provided in-kind support for the festival this year. Thank you. And to our sponsors who have provided financial support to us, we're tremendously grateful. The best way to sponsor our sponsors is by patronizing them. So I encourage all of you to patronize the people who support us in our mission. Thank you all for joining us. Again, we hope to see you in the coming days ahead with our continuing programming, of which there is many days still left to go. So we couldn't be more pleased to be offering this, and we couldn't be more grateful for your participation. Thank you, and laka noć.